Good Monday morning, Florida State. I'm student meteorologist Jake Carstens here with a 4FSU weather update for you. And what we want to do is preview what's to come later today with regards to the newly formed Tropical Storm Colin as it is making its approach towards the Florida coast as I speak right now. Starting off with a review of the hurricane season so far, we've had Hurricane Alex come through in January. Bonnie has since dissipated, had those impacts over off the coast of the Carolinas. And now here we are at Tropical Storm Colin right here. It is actually the earliest third storm on record in the Atlantic hurricane basin. So a pretty interesting fact there. Now let's jump into the satellite and show you just where this storm is really making its impact here. You see these big booming clouds over here, these purples and these reds, pushing some rainfall into the western parts of Florida now, especially areas like Sarasota and Tampa. Also some scattered showers and thunderstorms pushing all the way up into our area in the Big Bend, even as far west as, say, Destin and Fort Walton Beach. Now, that is all we're monitoring at this current time. There's not anything else really going on in the Atlantic. Bonnie has since dissipated from being a tropical storm a few days back. So all we're watching here is this storm right over here, Tropical Storm Colin, announced yesterday at the 5 p.m. advisory. And jumping right into that right now, here we go. 50-mile-an-hour winds as of now, situated 336 miles to the southwest of Tallahassee. That is moving off towards the northeast, so it's moving towards the Big Bend region. Going to begin to be steered off towards the east a little bit more as it approaches this cold front that's been situated over our area as well. So you have two converging storm systems here. One's going to kind of steer the other one away from us just a little bit here, so it's going to be making its landfall more towards the I-75 corridor rather than the immediate Big Bend region. And as you see, it's going to be moving really, really fast as well here. By tonight, we're going to be looking at winds about 45 to 50 miles per hour. It's going to be making its landfall through the night tonight, and most of our rainfall will be around that time. But as you can see, by Tuesday afternoon, it's going to be already off the coast of the Carolinas here. So a very fast-moving storm, and the impacts will largely be felt today and tonight. And by tomorrow, we should begin to see some clearing as the afternoon carries on here. So now let's jump into the satellite and radar here, besides our just our infrared satellite imagery. And you see this big area of rainfall situated off the southwestern coast of Florida right now, even starting to make its impact in parts of the Keys. Southeast Florida is sitting okay for now, but these storms are going to be gradually pushing their way northward as the afternoon carries on, even with some storms coming up towards our neck of the woods up here in Tallahassee. As you can see here, though, a lot of these storms are situated on the eastern side of the storm, which is pretty normal for tropical storms, especially a disorganized one like Colin has largely been here. And what we're going to see with that is that most of the rainfall associated with the storm will be situated off towards our east. Areas on the I-75 corridor, such as Ocala and Gainesville, are going to be getting a brunt of the action. But we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of rainfall here today as well. Chances of 2 to 3 inches of rain, sometimes even more in localized areas. Now here's an image that I pulled from the National Weather Service in Tallahassee. This is the severe weather outlook for today. Of course, with these tropical cyclones, there's always an isolated risk of some tornadoes. You see these storms, because of their rotation, generally have some smaller scale rotation going on, largely as a result of frictional interaction with the surface. And what you see here is most of the severe threat is also situated off to our east, Tallahassee being right on the edge here of this marginal and slight risk here. So we have an isolated threat of a potential spin-up in the Big Bend region. Most of that threat is going to be situated off towards our southeast, much like the majority of the rainfall, as we're going to see right here in our Futurecast model. Setting that into motion, you see this big band of rainfall stretching all the way from the Cross City, Cedar Key area, pushing up towards Jacksonville. We're going to run this all the way through Wednesday just to show you how much we got going on here. Tallahassee, the coastal areas are going to be seeing a little bit more rainfall, that's for sure, as these storms are generally going to weaken ever so slightly as they approach our area. But again, most of the rainfall situated off towards the east around the I-75, I-10 intersection, pushing up towards Jacksonville and into parts of southeastern Georgia. Now for today, we're calling for a high of 80 degrees and heavy rain on and off at times here. We're going to be seeing the occasional gusty winds, especially as the afternoon picks up and the tropical storm itself approaches land a little bit more here. So we're going to be seeing some squall lines coming through from time to time. They're going to be bringing in some occasional gusty winds, although we're not expecting anything too crazy in that regard. Generally, winds coming out of the east-southeast from about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, this is where the tropical storm will make its landfall. Rain's going to be easing up late, however. Most of the rainfall will be situated in the early evening hours before midnight. Otherwise, we're calling for winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the east-northeast with a low of about 71 degrees around town. For tomorrow, though, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're calling for a high of 90 degrees. Showers going to be lingering early in the day, particularly in the morning hours. And once we get to about 12, 11, about 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to be seeing some clearing out there. So it's going to be looking like a much better day. Winds coming out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, setting up for a pretty comfortable and pretty sunny middle of the week. So we'll keep you posted all day. Keep following us on social media, as we'll be posting pretty regularly with radar updates and any developments that may happen regarding the approach of Tropical Storm Colin.